Hey, what's up? This is Chosen. Happy Monday to you, and we have got to get the week kicked off and get you caught up for Raid Shadow Legends. We've got some things to talk about. We have got a bonus legendary summon event coming up. We've got a new promo code to try, and we've also got some rumors going around the community of the next guaranteed champion to come along, plus lots of different tournaments and events and type stuff that are going on with special factions. So we'll give you context on that and everything else going on to start the week. Let's get into it. Alrighty, so right out the gate, let's start with what is guaranteed, what is confirmed from Plarium, and we are going to be getting a bonus legendary event from Ancient Shards starting tomorrow. Now, the way this works is the rates will not be boosted at all, that the shards are still going to be 0.5% to get a legendary, but if you get a legendary, you are guaranteed to get another bonus legendary on top of that, and it cannot be the same as the one that you summoned, but it is not guaranteed to not be a dupe. Sometimes people get confused by the wording on that because it says you get a bonus legendary that's guaranteed to not be a duplicate, but it just means a duplicate of the original one you summoned, not a duplicate of one that you have on your account. So typically this is viewed as something that is a decent option for people that are really close to their mercy system, because let's say you're at 190 shards and you're guaranteed a legendary in your next 25-30 shards. Well, obviously, that'd be a good time to pull them because you are now going to basically get 2 legendaries in 30 shards, which is obviously a really good return on ancient shards. But you do want to be careful when YOLOing a bunch of ancients during bonus legendary, because as you see, if we pull up the calendar over there on the right, we are coming up on 2x Ancients very soon, here in about 10 days. So make sure that you are weighing your options when you're planning your account accordingly. If you rip a bunch of Ancients and you were excited about 2x Ancients, you're probably not going to have very many 10 days from now. So just keep that in mind if you're going after the bonus legendary, because for some of you out there with early game, mid game accounts where you still need lots of those epics and lots of those legendaries, you may be better off to hold off for 2x Ancients and be disciplined right now and just skipping the bonus legendary. And also floating around the community, there is talk of a new promo code being live. So let's go ahead and let's try that together here. So supposedly there is a new promo code called Replay. So let's put that in, and boom, we did get some resources. Looks like we were able to get some multi-battles, some XP, some silver, and some energy. So there you go. Make sure you are going under promo codes and putting Replay, that's REPLAY, to scoop up your free resources. And there are also rumblings going around the community that we may be getting a guaranteed summon event coming pretty soon here. And the champion that is being kind of talked about, unconfirmed rumors, is Stultus Dragonbane. So the guaranteed events have kind of been going downhill a little bit since the days of like Lady Kimmy and some of those really good guaranteed summon events. So hopefully we're able to get some better champions a little bit more often coming for these guarantees for people to go after when they're targeting their shards. And just for fun, if they did do one for Stultus, would I recommend that most people go after him? I mean, he's a sturdy champion, really high defense and decent HP for a defense champion. So very tanky with an A1 that's a multi-hitter, and then going to be decreasing turn meter pretty reliably because debuffs on the target is something you can decently count on, with an AoE multi-hitter that can do lots of CC, a booked 3-turn cooldown, multi-hitter, 65% chance to stun. That's pretty good on an A2, especially any sort of wave context where you're trying to lock things down. And then we're also going to get increased defense on the champion for 3 turns, which is a self buff for a defense champion. Fits his kit, is nice. Then we get 75%. We can book these up to 100 of placing increased crit damage for 2 turns on enemies whose attack is higher than their defense. So what we're getting is a little bit of a targeted buff here. For your damage dealers, we're going to be placing the crit damage. Typically, damage dealers, their highest base stat, or the higher one between attack and defense, will be the attack. But if they are a support or defensive type champion, we're going to place an increased speed on them, because usually those champions aren't stacking attack and they'll have the defense higher than the attack instead. So he does do some cool things and can synergize based on the champion and the teams that he is around. Now, whenever an enemy attempts to place a weakened debuff or defense down or poison on the champion. It's going to reflect it back to the attacker. Could be kind of cool in certain situations, obviously, to kind of get that for free. And then damage increases by 5% for each debuff on the target, with a defense in all battles by 30%. Now, Dragon Main is solid. He's going to be really cool in some teams, and obviously any scenario like Faction Wars or like a slower team, a lockdown type team in the Doom Tower, he would be great. I don't think he's something that like end game players that have been playing for years or are competing in Platinum Arena would be super stoked about. But for more early to mid game champions, people that are early to mid game players that haven't finished things like Faction Wars yet, I could see him being a fun one to go after and add to your roster. And we've still got these special tournaments going on in game around the Spider right now, the Arena, and the Dragon. That are these faction where they let the community vote on what factions they wanted to do for these certain tournaments. I'll get dedicated videos out here on the channel, and make sure you remember to subscribe, because I will always cover all this stuff in detail to help you prepare. And we do fun things like tier lists and just everything to try to keep the community up to date as best we can. Now, for the, we'll just go in order here. The Spider tournament going on right now, I don't anticipate people going too crazy for the Chaos Ore that's up for grabs, but right now it has been kind of a good time to grind the Spider, because we are getting a bonus to accessories in the new faction. Let me see if I can pull this up and show you. Yeah, you saw the 2x. Oh, it's right there above my head. So yeah, we're getting a bonus for the Sylvan Watchers for the next day and a half. So you do want to do a little bit of Spider grinding whenever that's the case, because obviously when there's so many factions in the game, it can be tough to develop a basis for accessories in a new faction. So something to keep in mind when you're going after that tournament. Because of that, I do think there's going to be, I think every group's going to have a couple people that are willing to spend a lot of resources on the Spider Den, but you can only do Dark Elves if you want to go after this tournament. Maybe we'll do a video later on this afternoon here on the channel, or something later on tonight, talking about the team I would use for Dark Elves if I was going to be venturing into the Spider. Obviously, the Cold Heart Classic Arena is going on. I'm doing my arena like normal with the Night Revenant. It looks like I've got like 5 or 6 people that are willing to go pretty hard in the paint for this one. So I don't want to get into spending thousands of gems on classic arena resets and trying to get myself in a war here for a skin for a rare champion. But it is a cool skin, so it would have been nice. Like if I was in a lesser group, maybe if my leader was at like 1600, I might YOLO it and go after it. But yeah, keep an eye on your group the next couple days in the Classic Arena tournament. We already did a video talking about the different champions in those factions that might be options in the Classic Arena. And then the Dragon tournament, where you can only use Night Revenant. That is going to be starting very soon here in about a day and a half, when the Spider tournament that is live will end. So first we got to get a video out about the Dark Elf Spider real quick, and then look for tomorrow, maybe the day after, I'll get a video here for the Night Revenant Dragon tournament. All of the event stuff is perfectly normal, but we do have both of them ending today, so make sure you're focusing on these events if it's something you're going after. There is a legendary book up for grabs, but it's way up there at 14,650 for the champion training, so I don't think a whole lot of people are going to be going after that when there's nothing else going on, like a fusion or CVC or anything like that. But also a good opportunity to level up a bunch of stuff to level 8, level 12, see what you got, and get artifacts cleaned up here on your account today, because you are going to be able to double dip some resources and at least get to 26, 25 to scoop up some core hammers. Also, a quick reminder, remember at the start of the week to get all of your stuff in order, like get your arena team, your defense, your tag team arena, maybe set some one-person defenses here early in the week, and let yourself drop down a little bit to be able to farm stuff. And then we're also going to be having CVC starting in about a week. We'll get that early next week, as long as they go by their normal rotation. This week is an off week for CVC, and then next week is going to be firing up a new version of CVC, obviously on Tuesday. Then clan quests are going to be resetting soon, so you want to focus on those today. And obviously you have a little bit of time to get your Hydra keys in as well, because those will be resetting in about a day and a half. So some different things to kind of focus on, and different things going on here in the community revolving around the extra legendary for bonus or bonus legendary from Ancient Shards. Let me know down below. I'm kind of curious. I might do a poll here on the channel trying to figure out how many people go after these bonus legendary events. I kind of like to keep an eye on the player base and see how how people feel about these different things going on in games, or going on in the game, so we can talk about it in future content and all of that. So let me know down below what you think about all that stuff. And then tomorrow we'll be having another episode of our creator hangout. We've done 2 episodes so far. It's been a lot of fun, and then I upload them here on the channel to check out. So look forward to hopefully getting a bunch of creators together tomorrow to chat about the different stuff going on in Raid and hang out and touch base. And other than that, I'll see you soon in the next video. As always, thanks for watching. Have a good rest of your day. Peace.